Hi, we'll discuss 2023 SMC paper. Okay, starting with the question number 1. What is the value of square root? All the numbers are inside this square root 2023 divided by 2023. Remember one thing, whenever whichever year you are giving SMC or AMC, like 2024, you should know the factors and you should know some properties with those numbers because generally they put the questions based on the same year. Okay, at least factorization and all those things you should know. So 2023 divided by 2 plus 2 is going to be 4 plus 3, 7. And let's start dividing by 7. Let's assume we don't know anything about this number. And we'll just divide it. 7 2 times 14. We get 6, 2, 8, 56. Again 6, 3. And this is going to give 9. So this whole thing is 2, 8, 9. And if you know, so you should know till cube square, right? Like 15 is square, 13 is square is 169, 15 is square is going to be 225, 17 is square is 289, which is this answer. 19 is square is 361, 21 is square is 441. Okay, so these are the few things you should know and just mark the correct option directly. Okay. Next question, we'll start. What is the difference between 1/3 and 0.333? So if you observe 1/3, 1/3 is actually going to be okay, we'll keep in fraction, no need to do this thing. So because answer in terms of fractions we have, and 0.33, this is recurring one. Okay, so this is the difference. We have 333 and divide by 1000. Now what we can do, we can just multiply 3 both the side and 1000 with this one. So 1000 divided by 3000. We are making it like term. And if you multiply with 3, we have 999. And this will become 3000 again. And the difference you can observe, it should be 1 over 3000. Okay. Simple. Next is question number 3. The base of the triangle is increased by 20% and its height is decreased by 15%. What happens to its area? Okay, so go through this question. Okay, let's do. So base, everyone means, you know, right? What is the area of triangle? Half time base times height. And if base is increased by 20%, that is 1.2 times, remember, B. And the height is decreased by 15%. So if it was 100, now it is 85, which is 0.85 times height. So the area, okay, the new area is going to be half times 1.2 B into 0.85. And if you divide it, you get 0.6 B H. So 0.6 and 0.85, just multiply it. So 30, 48. And we have 51, right? 3 decimal. And if you observe this, this is less than, right? No, this is 0.5 times BH. I think we should have, okay, instead of dividing it by 2, I think my approach was I should have changed it and do it directly. So half is already there, which will cancel out. And we have 1.2 into 0.85 H. So just find 0.85 H. Into 1.2. So 0.85 into 1.2, 60, 96. And we have 0, 2, and 10. Okay, 3 decimal places to 1.02. So it's increasing. Okay, increases 1.0 times half BH. Since it's more than 1, so it increases and how much? 0.02 increment. If you multiply with 100, you get 2%. So 2% it should increase. Yeah, this one. I thought it decreases only here. Okay, next one. In 2016, the world record for completing a 5,000 meter 3-leg race was 19 minutes and 6 seconds. So 5,000 meter 3-leg race was 19 minutes plus 6 seconds. It was set by Damien Tucker and Luke Simmons in the Shaper. What is the approximate average speed in kilometer per hour? So this is like unit change, okay? and how you change the unit. So 5,000 is actually going to be 5 kilometer. So it's already in kilometer. This is in minutes. So how much time it is going to be? So 19 minutes and 60 seconds. 6 seconds is going to be 6 over 60, which is going to give you 0 0.1. So 0.1 minute. Okay. And 5 kilometers. So it's hour. In hour, it's going to be 19.1 by 60. And this is the hour. So the unit speed is going to be 5 kilometer. How much hour it took? 19.1 over 60, which we can write 5 times 60 divided by 19.1. Now we have to find the approximate answer. This is going to be 300 and this is 19.1. So for the approximate answer, just divide it. So it means 191 and 3000. We have here 1 time 19. So this is going to be 9, this is going to be 0, and this is going to be 1 and 0. 5 times, if you take 5 and 95, you get 15 approximately, right? So that's stuff. Okay. Next one is what is the question? Question number 5. So three circle with radius 2, 3, and 3 touches each other, as shown in the diagram. What is the area of the triangle formed by joining the centers of the circle? Area of this triangle. So this is going to be 3, this is going to be 3, and 3 and 3. This is 2 and 2. So if you observe this isosceles triangle, because it's symmetric, 5 and 5, and this is 6. So if you drop a perpendicular, this is going to be 3. Okay. If you know the Pythagorean triples, this is going to be 4, right? So you know the base is 6 and this is 4, so it's going to be 12. Half time 6 times 4, right? Next question. How many lines of 3 adjacent cells can be chosen from the grid horizontally and vertically and diagonally such that sum of the number in 3 cells is multiple of 3? So everything is written in consecutive. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you have to count 3 adjacent. So if you observe, if you choose 3, it's going to be divisible. If you choose this way also, it's going to be divisible. Why? Because if you observe the remainder, this will give you remainder 1, this will give you remainder 2, and if you add, it's always divisible by 3. Same way. So if you add 3 consecutive number, n plus 1 and n plus 2, so n plus 1 and n plus 2, it's going to be 3n plus 3. So it's always divisible, remember. And if you go vertically also, vertical it's going to be n. For example, this is going to be n plus 4 and this is going to be n plus 8, and if you add this you have 3n plus 12. So vertically also it's always divisible by 3. And if you go with the diagonal, you can observe all are divisible, right? So let's count. Okay, so start to count. Because we took any 3 consecutive, it's always divisible. So how many consecutive we have horizontal? So we have 1 here and we have 1 on this way. Okay, so there will be 2 and then 2 and then 2 and then 2. So the total is going to be 8. Same way vertically we will have, because this is 4 cross 4, so we have 8 again. Now diagonal we have to count, right? So diagonal is going to be 1 and 2, and this will have 2. Remember this one and 1 is this. And same you have to flip, okay, on this direction. So we have 4 here and we have 4 on this direction from, okay, left to right. So we have more 8 and this gives you 24. So 24 is the correct answer. Okay, just explain that. So, okay, next question is question number 7. A sequence begins with 2023, 2022, and then 1. After the first two terms, each term is positive difference of the first two previous terms, right? What is the value of 25th term? So let's, okay, whenever this type of sequence, it's not arithmetic, not geometric. So let's observe how this sequence is going on. Okay, so 2023 and then 2022, you have 1. And then the next is the difference of this is going to be 2021. Again, the difference, which is 2020. And now again, you will get 1, right? So if you observe this sequence, it's 2019. Now it's a set of 3, 2018 and 1. So set of 3, it goes on. So till 24, it's going to be 24th one. It's going to be 1. Okay, and the 25th we have to find. So 24, how many times 1 will come? 8 times. 8 times. So what is, means if you start just writing 2023, so we have already counted 8. So if you subtract 8 out of this, we have, no, not 2, 17. So we have to find 17th number. So 2022, 2021, and this goes on. If it's too large value, so how you calculate? So first value is A. Just use the arithmetic sequence. Your D is 1, -1, and your N is 17. So your A17, then 17th number is going to be 2023 plus 17 minus 1, N minus 1. This is the formula, minus 1. Okay. So 2023 minus 16, and this is going to give you 2007. Okay. That's the number, 25. Okay, next one. What is the value of 99? And we have 0.4949 goes on, minus 0.4444 goes on, right? This is what we have. I will try to approximate it quickly and select 99 we have, and if we subtract, so we get 0, we get 5, we get 0, we get 5, and this is going to be continued throughout. Now let's count only one time, and let us assume this is approximately 100, and if you count it 0.05, this will say, it may give you exact answer, but the difference is really large. So because it's decimal, so difference is large, we will assume, and this is going to give you 5. Okay, approximate value. So 5. You can just estimate 5 times. You have to save time. Okay, so I think this is how we can do it quickly. Okay, we'll start with question number 9. Now across, so this is the box is given when completed correctly. Okay, these are the information across one cell, second cell, then two cell, and third cell. So with one cell it is given, it should be square this way, and it should be twice the 5th power. So if you take 2 to the power 5 and twice it, which is less than 3-digit numbers, you know. And if you take 3 to the power 5 with 2 and 4 to the power 5 with 2, so 4 to the power 5 with 2 is more than 3 digits, so this is not possible. This is the only possibility we can take, and this is going to be 243 times 2, so 6 and 48. So we have 486. Okay. Now we need a square starting with 4. Starting with 4 is going to be 220 square, which is 200, and then we have 21 square, which is 441, and if you do 22 square, it's 44, so 484. It's quite close to 500 now, so 23 square will be plus 1 plus 1, so it's going to be 484, no doubt. And if you make it twice of 23, which is 46 if you add, so it's more than 500, so no. So these are the two options, 3 options, but 0 0 will give. So let's say we'll keep this 3 options right now. Now 2, okay, across this is going to be a 4th power. So 4th power is going to be 5 only, because 6 to the power 4 is 216 times 6, which is higher number, so it's going to be 625, and this way 2 down must be a cube. So cube is going to be, for example, 3 cube, 4 cube. Yeah, we can start with the 5 cube, but it's 125. So if we have 4, 4, 1, we have 1, 2, 5. So this way it's cube, this way it's fourth power. Okay, it's a square. So it should be 4. And if you take any other number, so with 400 we have like 6 cube is going to be 216, and then we have 7 cube which is 343, and 8 cube is 512. So none start with 4, okay, or 0 obviously. So 1, okay, this is the choice we are left with. We go to the 10th one. How many of the number 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 are the factors of the sum? So to have the factor, what we can do, we can just take 2, 0, 2, 2 outside, and what we are left with? We're left with 2 square plus 2 plus 1. Now this is only contains 2, so it is a factor of 8 obviously. So 8 is done. 2 square is going to be 4 plus 2 plus 1, so this is going to give you 7. Okay. So this is also correct. Now only 2 factors. Okay, only 2 factors. 6 we need 3. We don't have 3 out of this. Okay. 2 square and 2 will give you 6 plus 1, so 7. 7 is not divisible, means it's a prime number, and this is only divisible by 2. There is no other prime number content here. So only 2 and 7 is the prime number content in this 3 sum. Okay, 3 exponent sum. Okay. In this question, Vanlu, Xander, Yasser, Joy, WXYZ makes the following statement. Xander is lying, X is lying. X, Y is lying, Y, Z is true, saying truth, and Z, W is saying truth, right? What is the possible number of people telling the truth? So, for example, if we assume W is saying true, so X is lying. And if X is lying, then Y is saying true. And if Y is saying true, it means Z is saying true, and W is also saying true, which makes it perfect, right? W is saying true, then since X is lying, Y must be true. If Y is saying true, then Z is saying true, and if Z is saying true, then W is saying true, which is in the loop, same loop. So it's correct. 3. We got 3. Is it possible to have 2 or 1? So for example, if we say W is saying false, okay, he's lying, it means X is saying true. And if X is saying true, Y is lying, no doubt. Y is lying. So Z is also lying, because Y says Z is true, so Z is also lying. And if Z is lying, then W is lying, and X is true, which is correct. So 1 and 3. Now how about 2? We took both the conditions of W, and from both the conditions of W we got 1 or 3 only, so it should be B. Okay, so there's no other options. Yeah, that's right. The greatest power of 7, which is a factor of 50 factorial, is 7 to the power k. What is k is going to be? So there is one formula. It means like if you have to find the factors of prime number, remember it's not valid for composite, but we can find for the composite also. Okay. So by using like you have to break composite into different prime factors, and for each prime factors you can find the factors. So this is the formula, like how many times 7 will be counted. So 50 by 7, and use the greatest integer function of it, or floor value function. Now 7 will be repeated. How many times? 7 times will repeat, but 49 will also repeat, right? So 70 by 7 square, 50 by 7. square this many times. Okay, it's more the number, because the next one, if you count it 50 by 7 cube, it will start giving you 0, because greatest integer of any number, positive number, which is less than 1, is going to give you 0. So this is the formula, means prime number p to the power k in n factorial is going to be n by p plus n by p square by n by p to the power 3, and this keeps on continuing till n by p to the power k, such that n by means p to the power k is less than equal to n, but p to the power k plus 1 is greater than, not even equal to n, because further all the terms after this will be giving you 0. So no need to take this term. We have 7 plus 1, which is going to give you 8. PQRST is regular pentagon. The point U lies on ST such that angle QPU is right angle. So point U lies on ST such that QPU is going to be right angle. What is the ratio of interior angle of a triangle PUT? So we have to find. So this is going to be 108 directly, you should know. And if you subtract 90 from 108, it's going to be 18 degree. And you know the third angle by subtracting with 180. So 180 minus 108 gives you 72 minus 18, because you have to do minus 18 also. It's going to give you 54, right? So 54's 18. So 18, if we start with 54 and 108. Three times 1 divided by 18, and this is going to be 6 times, right? Very simple, right? Just find all the values. You should know how to find the interior angle. This is 108, and what is the value? Say for any n polygon or just a pentagon, like an example, how many non-overlapping triangle you can make? So 1, 2, 3. So if you add all these angle, which is interior angle of all these three, going to give you the complete angle of pentagon. Now, how many are there? 3 triangles are there. So 3 triangles, it means 3 times 180. And how many interior angles are there? 5. So divided by 5, you get 108 from this. Okay. Now the next. The point P is d comma minus d, and Q is 12 minus d, 2d minus 6. Both lie on the circumference of the same circle whose center is origin. So find the sum of the all possible. So if this is the what we have, so remember this is d comma minus d, and another point is 12 minus d. Okay, don't go with the coordinate thing. Okay, I'm just putting it random. Now we can find the value because radius is going to be equal. So d square plus minus of d square is going to be 12 minus d whole square plus 2d minus 6 whole square. Okay, so this is what we have. From the center we are trying to find, from origin, distance is a square plus b square only. So we get 2d square. On this side we have 144 minus 24d plus d square, and again we have 4d square, okay, minus plus 36 minus 24d. So 1d square cancel out and we get 3d square, and we have 24 and 24, so minus 48d. These two are done. Plus 144, 36 is 0, 1, 8. If you divide by 3, so we have d square 16d plus 60. So this is going to give me d minus 6 into d minus 10. So d must be 6 and d must be 10. Okay. So sum of all the possible values is going to be 60. When they class, by the way, okay, one more thing. If they are asking sum of the values, what you can do, you can just do minus b by a. Okay, so sum of the root is minus b by a, so simple 60. No need to factorize it, save time. Now next question. In Menthe's class of 30 students, twice as many people played basket as played football. Twice as many played football as played neither. So let's make some Venn diagram. Maybe this will help. So 30 students, twice as many played basketball. So football, so twice basketball. And neither is x, so this is going to be 2x and this is going to be 4x. So who played both? We don't know this, so let us assume this is going to be x. I think no, it's not playing both basket and basketball. And let us assume this is y. This is going to be 2x minus y, and this is going to be 4x minus y. Right? This is the Venn diagram we have. And if we add all this, so we have 4x minus y plus 2x minus y plus x must be 30. So we got 7x minus y equal to 30. So what are the possible numbers for y? So 7x minus 30 equal to y. So the possible values of x could be, must be positive, and can't be 0 because 7x can't be equal to 30. So the next number is 5. Y can be 5 if x is 5. Then if x is 6, then y will be 12 if x is 6. And y will be 49, so going to be 19 if x is going to be 7. Let's see whether it's valid or not, because we have to look for the Venn diagram. So these are the few options. It could be 19, it could be 5, 6 is not there, so let's check with 5. So if x is 5, okay, and y is going to be 5, 2x is, so this is going to be 5, and how much is this going to be? So 4x is 20 minus 5 is 50. So if we add all this, which is correct, 30. Now if you do 19, there is maybe a problem because 19 is a big number. So if we have 7 here, okay, and we have 19 here, see the total who played football is going to be 2 times 14. So 14 minus 19 gives you negative, which is not possible. We can't have negative values here. So 19 is not possible. So we are left with 5. This is the only option, correct. Right. Next. G and H are the midpoints of two adjacent edges of cube. A trapezium-shaped cross-section is formed cutting through G and H and two other further vertices. The edge length of the cube is 2 root 2. What is the area of this trapezium? To find it, okay, so go with the topmost cross section. We'll find the first. Okay, so if you observe the topmost cross section, this is what we have. So half of this is going to be root 2 and this is root 2. If you apply the Pythagoras theorem, so D is going to be, or GH, this is GH. So GH is square root of root 2 square plus root 2 square, which is going to give you 2 on. So this is 2 and this is 2 root 2, which is going to be, now let us in, this is AB. So AB is going to be same formula like 2 root 2 whole square. This is 90 degrees, so apply Pythagoras theorem. 2 root 2 whole square, which is root 2 times 2 root 2, is going to give you 4. So we have this length 4. Now we need the height, this height. How we can find? So if you observe it, drop them. Okay, this is going to be bisymmetricity isosceles trapezoid. So if you drop a perpendicular, this is 2. This is going to be 2. Okay, so 1 and 1. So this length is 1. Now to find this length, again we will apply Pythagoras theorem, which is root 2 times here and 2 root 2 times here. So this length L is going to be, or GA. So GA is the square root of root 2 square plus 2 root 2 square, which is going to be 2 plus 8 or 10, square root of 10. So this is a square root of 10. Now we can find the height h. So h is going to be hypotenuse square, so root 10 square minus 1 square, which is 9 or 3. So we know the height, we know everything. Now area. Area is half times sum of the parallel side. So GH plus AB multiplied with the height h. So half time GH is going to be 2, AB is going to be 4, and the height is 3. So we have 9 square unit. Go through this. Next, the number m 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 3, 9, 8, 5 is the smallest number which uses all the non-digit obviously. So is the smallest number which uses all non-zero digit ones each, and which has the property that none of the pairs of the consecutive digit makes a prime. So 12 or 24 or 45 or 56, 63. Okay, so they all are divisible. Now n is the largest number which uses all the non-zero digit ones each, which has the property that one of the pair of its consecutive digit makes a prime number. What is fifth and sixth digit of the n? So we have to make the largest one. So we can start with the 9, and none of the pair makes a prime. Same thing, none of the pairs of its consecutive digit. So if we start with 9, and let's do the same number. I'm using same. So after 7, you can use, for example, 5. Let's see. Okay, I'm just putting some number random. So 3, 4, 2, 1. So 9, 8, 7. If you put 6, 5, problem is 53. So okay, this is the highest number, non-zero. Yes, say 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. 98 is correct, 87 is correct, 76 is also divisible, 53. It's a prime number, 34, 42, 21 will also work. So what we can do, we can switch it. And if we switch 5 and 6, so 75 will work, 56 will work, 63 works, 34 works, 21. So, okay, this is going to work. So fifth digit, that's the highest number, okay, we can have. Just by flipping two numbers. So fifth number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is going to be 6, and sixth number is going to be 3. So 63, 6 and 3. Now, how many solutions are there of the equation and from 0 to 360 degree? So we have 1 plus 2 sin x minus 4 sin square x minus 8 sin cube x equal to 0. So this is cubic function, and what we can write is, can we factorize it? So for example, 1 plus 2 sin x, if we keep it one way, and we take 4 sin square x outside, we are left with 1 plus 2 sin x again equal to 0. So we are left with 1 minus 4 sin square x, and we have 1 plus 2 sin x equal to 0, and this gives you sin square x equal to 1 by 4, or sin x equal to minus half. By the way, this minus half is already included here because sin x is going to be plus minus half. So if it is plus minus half, it will take 30 degree of this, 30 degree of this quadrant, 30 degree of this quadrant, 30 degree of this quadrant, which is 4 solution. Okay. Now the expression 7n plus 12 divided by 2n plus 3 takes integer value for certain integer value of n. What is the sum of all such integer value of the expression? So if you observe 7n plus 12, remember, as n increases, the value will approximate around 7 by 2. Okay. Even if n is negative or positive, it will approximate towards 7 by 2. And how many such integers we can have? If we put n equal to 0 will work, which we can directly say n equal to 0, which is 4. Next is, if you write 7n plus 12 by 2n plus 3 equal to I. No, let's divide it, which is 7 times, no, 7 by 2 times actually. So we have 7n plus 21 by 3, 2. And if you subtract, so 3 by 2. Now this is not a good way. I think we can write 6n, and since this is 3, okay, so if you write it 18, no, we take 3 common, so 9, and what we are left with, n plus 3 divided by 2n plus 3 divided by 2n plus 3. So this is going to give you 3 plus n plus 3 divided by 2n plus 3. N equal to 0 also satisfies this. Now this is always going to be when denominator is larger than numerator, maybe for negative and positive integers. So if you put n equal to 1, for example, denominator is larger value, which we can't use. Now n equal to negative 1, if you use, it's going to give 2. We don't have much option, okay, because you will say why we don't have, like n greater than 1 is not going to help, or greater than 0, because denominator will be always larger than the numerator, so it won't help. So if n is less than 0, so first value is minus 1, because we have to use integer value, and again it will become fraction because denominator will be much smaller than magnitude wise it will be larger than numerator, so again a fraction. So this is going to give 2 and this is 1, so yeah, n equal to negative 1 will be, and this is going to give you 5. So n equal to 0 gives you expression value. So we'll just list all the value. So this list value will be 4, and for n equal to negative 1 we get 3 plus 2, which is 5, and the next one is n equal to minus 2, we get 3 plus minus 2, so it's going to give 1, and again minus 1, right, because minus 4 plus 3, so which gives you 2. So n equal to minus 2 gives 2, and if you choose n equal to negative 3, so this is going to give 3 and this is going to give you 0, which is again working. So this is correct choice. So n equal to minus 3 gives you 0. What about n equal to minus 4? Minus 4, if you choose, you get minus 1 on the numerator, and denominator is larger than, magnitude wise, more than 1, so no choice. Now add everything. So this is the only choice we have. So it's going to give 11. Wait. So this is going to be 3. Oh, I'm not added it properly. So 3 plus 0. And now it's going to give 40, right? Next one. Triangle LMN represents a right angle filled with LM equal to R, LX equal to P, and XN equal to Q. So Jenny and Vicky walks at the same speed of opposite direction along the edge, starting with X. At the same time, they first meet at M. So all these things are given. They have the same speed. If they have the same speed and they meet at M, it means this two length must add up to this two length. Okay. So R plus P must be equal to Q plus Mn. Now how to find Mn? So Mn by using Pythagoras theorem is going to be R square plus P plus Q whole square. So let's count. Okay, calculate this one. We can write R plus P minus Q whole square equal to Mn square, and this is going to give R square plus P plus Q whole square. Now expand everything. So we will have R square, we will have P square, we have plus Q square plus 2PR. Take the combination, so positive positive twice, then again positive negative, so 2QR minus 2PQ. Okay, and this side we have R square plus P square plus Q square plus 4PQ. All these terms cancelled out. We are left with 2PR. What we want in terms of Q, right? Take the whole every Q terms there, so we get 6PQ plus 2QR, and if you take Q common, we have 2PR divided by 6P plus 2R, right? And you can just divide it by 2 throughout. And if you divide it, okay, I think there is one term I missed. This is going to give 4, 6PQ plus 2QR. So it's going to give PR by 3P plus R. Okay, so this is the mistake. Okay. I thought I already added it. Okay, so this should be 2. Yeah, so this should be 2. It becomes 4. And this should be 4 then. And so this is 2. Okay, so C is the correct answer. In this question, triangle is given. PQR is equilateral triangle. A semicircle with center O is drawn with its diameter, okay, on PR. So that the one end is at P and the curved edge touches QR at X. The radius of the semicircle is √3. We have to find QX. And this length we have to find. Okay. Now, what we can do, um, let's go with the diagram first, and how we can find the length or anything similar type. Okay, we'll just draw a perpendicular. Why this is going to be a perpendicular? Tangent. Okay, tangent to a circle is always a perpendicular. So these two are going to be equal, and it's given that the radius of the semicircle is root 3. Okay, so this is a square root of 3. This is a square root of 3. This is 60 degree. So we can apply equilateral triangle property of or 30, 60, 90 degree triangle or simple trigonometry also. And if you apply simple trigo, so tan 60 degree is going to be qx ox by xr. Okay, and from this we can find that ox is known root 3 by xr, and what is tan 60 degree is also root 3. Okay, so xr should be root 3 over 3 root 3 square root of 3, which gives you 1, and this will give xr equal to 1. This value is 1. Now what is or? Or we can find using simple either Pythagoras theorem also, or sine 60 degree. So if you apply sine 60 degree, we have again ox by or. So sine 60 degree is root 3 over 2. Ox is root 3 divided by or, which implies or must be 2. So this is 2. This complete length is 2. Since this is equilateral triangle, so we can directly say that QR is going to be root 3 plus 2, and we have to subtract, and QX equal to QR minus XR, which gives root 3 plus 2 minus 1, or root 3 plus 1, which is option D. Next, we can go to the next. Okay, start this one. So inverse function is given. Okay, and remember inverse function has some limitation, like it has output only for cos inverse x. Cos inverse x is going to be from 0 to pi. Okay, sine input could be anything from minus infinity to plus infinity. So cos inverse is 0 to pi. It means x cannot vary for more than that, 0 to pi. And so x is minus 1 to 1. Yeah, cos inverse is 0 to pi. So x, we know x is from minus 1 to 1. Input, that's the input. And when you give x equal to minus 1, cos inverse minus 1, it gives you 0 pi, and sine pi is going to be 0. Okay, and when we give cos inverse, just some important point. Okay, if you don't know the graph, it's okay, or we can also convert it into sine or cos function. Okay, if you give pi by 2, sorry, cos inverse pi by 2, I'm saying 0, it gives pi by 2, and cos inverse 1 will give 0. Okay, now if you apply sine to this, sine pi is going to be 0. If you again apply sine, this is also going to be 0. Hey, 1. And if you apply sine to this, it gives sine 0, which is 0. So if you observe sine, start from 0, and remember, cos inverse x is 0 to pi, and sine from 0 to pi is positive. So graph should be up. So this two graph, you can directly say it's wrong. Okay, even E is wrong. So either it could be A or C, but we should know that at minus 1 also we get 0, at 1 also we get 0. So it's going to be this one. Okay, this is one way. Another way to solve this one, we can write sine. Cos inverse we can convert into sine inverse, which is root under 1 minus x square. Remember, why? Because if this is x and this is 1, this is going to be root under 1 minus x square by Pythagoras theorem. So sine inverse, same cos inverse will become sine inverse root under 1 minus x square. This is y as a function. So y sine inverse will be cancelable. 1 minus x square. And this is semicircle. Semicircle equation. A semicircle equation is going to be this way. Upward means positive output. Okay. So this is first method, this is second. Okay, next question. Question number 23. The length of the rectangular piece of paper is 3 times its weight. So length, like assume this is W, L is going to be 3W. The paper is folded so that one vertex on the top of the opposite vertex lies on the top of the opposite vertex. So this two, thus forming a pentagon. What is the area of the pentagon as a fraction of area of rectangle? So if we join it, so from somewhere this side, it will go up. And this is how it should look like. Um, if we just fold. I think not this way. Let's do the experiment. I think this is how we can experiment it first easily. So I will show you how to do this. So if this is the page, if we have, and if we fold it, simple, we have this type of pentagon. Okay, say this one. So I'll draw it same way. If those 2 points are joined, so we have this type of same thing. We have this is the folding line, and if we join it, okay, so this line AB will be here, line of folding. Let us assume this is P, Q, R, S. So your P and R is here, your Q is here, your S is here. Okay, and the whole thing looks like the same way. Okay, so you can do the experiment simple. Have some paper and you can check how this should fold and how this looks like. Now, what is the area? If you observe it, this area is overlapping. Okay, this area will overlap. And if you open it, so it should be this way. Okay, exactly this area. So this is the area going to overlap, which is counted twice, and we have to subtract it 1 times, and that will give you the final answer. Now, this is 90 degree, this is 90 degree. If this is X, this is going to be X. And this is W, and this is W. Now, what is this length? This length is going to be 3W minus X, and this is also going to be 3W minus X. Since it is overlapping, so this length is also 3W minus X, and this is going to be W. Now, from this, we can find X. How? Just do the Pythagoras theorem. So W square plus X square equal to 3W minus X whole square. So what we get? 9W square plus X square minus 6W X. And this side we have W square X square. This to cancel out. We have 6WX equal to 8W square. So X is going to be 8W over 6, which is 4 by 3W. Okay, so that's the length, 4 by 3W and 4 by 3W. So what we can do, we can find this two triangle. Let's find this triangle. So area of triangle PSA, area of triangle PSA will be 1 by 2 w times x. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So 1 by 2 w is going to be same, and x we can write 4 by 3 w. So we have 2 by 3 w square. That's the area. Okay. Now we can also find the blue shaded region. So blue shaded region will be, if you add it twice, okay, means see the total area is going to be 3w square, total area of the rectangle, and you have to subtract two times. So 4 by 3 w square, two times of PSA. Okay, so rectangle minus 2 times triangle PSA. And if you subtract it, we get that blue shaded region, and we have to divide it by 2 because it won't be counted twice. Okay, only one time it will be counted. It's overlapping. Let's first count it. Yeah, do it two times. So it's going to be 5 by 3 w square divided by 2, or 5 by 6 w square. So that's the half of the blue shaded region. Now we can find the total area of pentagon. So total area of pentagon is going to be 2 times 2 by 3 w square. There's two triangles which are symmetric, and S for S and Q. And then A, B, P or R is going to be half of the blue shaded region, which is 5 by 6 w square. And we have to divide by 3 w square because that's the total area of the rectangle. We want to find a fraction. Okay. So we have 4 over 3 plus 5 over 6 divided by 3, which gives 24 plus 15. Oh, wait, what happened? It's going to be 6 times 3 and 30. 8 plus 5. Okay. So we have 13 divided by 80. That's the fraction area we have. Okay. Go through it. Okay. Next question. Okay. And let me copy this diagram. So, now a square has its vertices on the edge of the regular hexagon. Two of the edges of the square are parallel to edge of hexagon as shown in the diagram. The side of the hexagon is length 1. What is the length of the side of the square? So this is 1. It's no. Okay. We don't know much about this one. We know there's regular hexagon and square is also 90 degree. So this is going to be 60 degree, of course. Let us assume this is small region. Or let us assume this is X. Again, just give me a minute. Why is it? Okay, so this is X. Only half of the square of the area, square side. So by 60 degree, we can say sine 60 degree is going to give, let us assume A, B, C, D. Okay, I think it's, so sine 60 degree is going to be CB or BC over AC, which is X over AC. So sine 60 is root 3 over 2. So we can write AC equal to 2x by root 3. So we have AC, right? Now, by same similar triangle, or CD, you can find CD. So CD is going to be 1 minus 2x by root 3. Okay. And let us assume this is E. So CE is going to be, we'll apply cos 60 degree, right? So cos 60 degree is going to be CE over CD. Cos 60 is half. So CE is going to be 1 over 2 of CD. CD value we know 1 minus 2x by square root of 3. So we got CE. And if we do the same thing here, so these two are equal. Okay, CE and let us assume FG. Okay, so what is CG? If we have to count CG, so this is 1. So we have to count 2 times CE plus 1. Okay, that's CG length. And what is CG? CG is 2x. So we can start calculating everything. So 2x equal to twice of CE. Twice of CE is going to be half and 2 is cancelled out. So 1 minus 2x over root 3 plus 1. And this gives you 2x plus 2x by root 3 equal to 2. We can cancel 2 throughout. We have x times 1 plus 1 by root 3 equal to 1, which gives x equal to root 3 by 1 plus root 3. Okay. This is x. We want 2x. Why? Because the side, we want the length of the side of the square. This is half. X, we took half of the length. So 2x or side of a square, which is 2 times root 3. We have to rationalize. I think, yeah, we need to rationalize. 1 plus root 3, 1 minus root 3 minus 1, root 3 minus 1. So this gives you 2, 3 minus root 3 divided by 3 minus 1, which will cancel out by 2. And this is the answer. 3 minus square root of 3. Okay, go through this. Okay, next question. That's the last question we have. And it's not a geometry. No, this is not. So if you observe this in SMC or questions are the major topic is geometry, especially area. Okay. What is the area of the part of XY plane within which this is there, right? So first we have to find this part. Okay, we have to locate this region in coordinate plane if we can. So x cube y square, x square y square minus xy4 plus xy cube. Let us assume it's equal to 0 and we'll solve this, we'll factorize, we'll draw the line, we'll observe when it is greater than 0, when 0, x and y, 0 is less than x less than y. Means x and y should be positive, but x should be less than y. We can find that. Okay, y equal to x line below that line. So for first quadrant. This is what we have to do for the second part. Now this one we can take xy common. And that's the maximum. I think y square we can take common, no doubt. And we are left with x square minus x minus y square plus y. And this we can say 0 xy square. And since it is first quadrant only, x and y are positive, so just remove this 2. They are going to be positive because when we equate to 0, greater than equal to 0, and okay, so both must be either positive because x and y are positive, so this is going to be positive, so this must be positive also. Okay, so we'll solve the next one. So x square minus y square minus, if we take common, we have x minus y equal to 0. First one we can write x minus y into x plus y. minus x minus y equal to 0. So we have x minus y equal to 0 or x plus y equal to 1. That's the factorized form. And if you draw this line, so x equal to y is this. X plus y equal to 1 is going to be this. This is 1, this is 1, 0, comma 0. Now, x should be below y. Okay, means this is x should be less than y. But first quadrant, both are positive. Okay, this is the reason we removed this part, this thing. Okay, we are just assuming first quadrant reason. So it should be below x equal y equal to x line. Okay, y equal to x line. It should be below every point, and this should be enclosed. One more thing is that x is greater than equal to 0, so we have to assume x-axis. So this is the enclosed area we have. This base is 1. If you want to find this one, this is going to be half comma half. So vertical length, okay, if you find the vertical length is going to be half. So the total area is going to be half time base is 1, height is half, so 1/4. That's the area. And I think 25th is a bit easier question compared to other. Right? You just need to locate, shade the region, and finding area is a little bit easy. Okay.